Spiritual Teaching 303. Love each other. 1. My people, this teaching will initiate the last year of my manifestation through human spokesmen. I now invite you to make a profound and careful analysis of your conscience so that you can respond spiritually when I ask you the following question. What have you learned from my doctrine, and what steps have you taken for your spiritual progress? If after carefully examining your deeds, you have no clear idea of the right or wrong deeds that you have committed, you will discover that this divine doctrine will perfectly judge each of your deeds. 2. Before you begin this new year, I want you to look into your conscience and to truly analyze your way of life and deeds. It is important to do this because at the end of this year, I want you to present me a harvest that reflects obedience, comprehension, and spirituality. 3. During the year 1950, there will be many events that will greatly touch the world. All aspects of your life will experience some type of disorder. The ways in which humanity offers spiritual worship to God will be affected in all religions. Changes will occur to the powerful nations on earth, and scientists will become astounded as they witness the great events in nature. Human life in general will experience great changes also, which mankind will describe as extraordinary and unexplainable. 4. This multitude knows that these events will occur to signify the last year of my manifestation. If I were to manifest the end of this manifestation spiritually, man would be unable to understand it because of his materialism and skepticism. 5. All of the ordeals and events that will cause humanity to tremble during 1950 will resemble those events that occurred during the Second Era in Jerusalem on the day that Jesus died on the cross. 6. If you truly prepare yourself and observe those events that occur this year, you will become aware of the darkness that will invade the world and the ordeals that will touch different institutions and countries. You will also become aware of the moment in which humanity will spiritually feel my presence and intuitively perceive the light from the Third Era. When will that moment occur? It will occur at the instant when this manifestation comes to an end. During the final moment of this manifestation, the veil from the temple will be spiritually torn, similar to what occurred in Jerusalem during the Second Era, and humanity will see my light and know the truth. 7. Do not fear, my people, for my charity will protect you. Your prayers and the deeds you practice in fulfilling your mission will become similar to a shield that will protect you during difficult times. Also, do not fear that you will be left alone once this manifestation ceases, for truly, I tell you that you will not lose any of the spiritual gifts that I have given you. The one who has learned to guide the multitudes will continue to be a guide, and the one who has received spiritual enlightenment from me will continue to receive great inspirations. Also, the one who served as a spokesman for enlightened spiritual beings will continue to receive their messages. The individual who was given the gift of speech, analysis, healing, and prophecy will observe those gifts becoming greater if he truly prepares himself and practices true spirituality and faith. 8. You need to spiritually prepare yourselves and be spiritually enlightened and strong, so that after this manifestation ceases, you can welcome any individual who seeks you. Thus, you will not feel ignorant nor insignificant when you are in the presence of scientists with their prestigious titles or those who may want to challenge my doctrine because of their own beliefs. 9. During this period of my communication, people fill these houses of prayer. I want these houses to be so filled with people that this multitude will need to rise up and go into the world spreading my teachings to other parts of the world. 10. I know that in your heart you are saying, Lord, your word is so filled with power, infinite love, and spiritual truth that it is able to miraculously attract multitudes who seek enlightenment. Who will miraculously attract the multitudes and caravans once this manifestation comes to an end? Disciples, why do you have such little faith? Perhaps you think that the spiritual gifts that I have given to you are not real. Have you not witnessed the marvelous things that you have accomplished through those gifts? Truly I tell you that in future times you will accomplish even greater deeds. If you follow my mandates of being in true harmony, if you practice true spirituality and are obedient to the doctrine of love, those deeds will produce miracles. 11. Truly, I tell you that in the moments when my word is heard through the spokesman, not only do the spirits of these people tremble, but also every being in the spiritual valley who is in need of divine light. 12. Although the sound of the human word does not reach them, they receive the essence and inspiration of my messages because my spiritual voice is universal. Its echo reaches every world and dwelling inhabited by a child of God. 13. I send a ray of my light to each world in the universe. That ray of light reaches this world in the form of human words, whereas it reaches other worlds through inspiration. 14. All spirits will become united in the light of the divine ray. That light will guide all spirits toward the spiritual kingdom that has been promised to all of my spiritual children. 15. Imagine the joy of all those beings in the spiritual valley who were once with you on earth, when they know that the voice they hear is the same one that you are listening to on earth. They have not left nor forgotten you, and they continue to help you. Their caress and their blessings are always with you. 16. Your former parents, children, brothers, spouses, friends, and helpers are now dwelling in the hereafter. Now they are simply your spiritual brothers, but their love for you is the same or even greater, as well as their power to help and protect you has increased. 17. Pray for them, my people, and continue to love and to remember them, because your memories and loving prayers are a sweet comfort in their struggles. Do not think of them as disturbed or in darkness, considering yourself worthy to judge and sentence them. If men tend to be imperfect and unjust in judging other human beings on earth, how can they judge a spirit? 18. Once again I say to you that the only way that you can help them is with your prayers and with your good deeds on earth. 19. Do not feel the need for those beings to manifest themselves in any material form in your life, such as manifesting themselves through another human being or in some other manner, because you would not be practicing the spirituality that I have taught you. Also, you should not set aside a specific day of the year to pray for them and to remember them. You need to remember that spiritual beings do not live according to the material time on earth. Therefore, any moment or day is appropriate for you to reach them through spiritual prayer. 20. How many beings, those whom many times you have imagined to be confused, are precisely the ones who have struggled to bring you to this path of light, which they could not find when they were on the earth. Therefore, do not cry for them, nor much less mourn for them, because they have departed for the spiritual valley. They are not dead, but have simply departed a few moments before you. It was my will for them to prepare your path. People, do you believe it is necessary for me to tell you that you have no reason to visit a cemetery, and that the tears you shed upon a tomb are tears of ignorance, materialism, and fanaticism? 21. The spirits you cry for truly live, although you consider them dead and buried beneath the earth. Although you think they are lost souls, they await you with great love to give you a testimony of the truth and of life. Since you believe those spirits are distant, you think they are insensitive and deaf to your struggles and suffering. You are not aware that they are continually protecting you from many dangers and removing obstacles from your path. 22. Ignorance causes you to be harsh with yourself and with others. However, I have to ask you, who can be truly ignorant after having listened to one of my teachings? 23. My word is a ray of light that will embrace all beings with my love. If after listening to my word, you not only believe it but also practice it, you will at that moment become united to all other beings who love me and glorify me. 24. My Spirit has come to reveal to you all of the gifts that you possess deep within your being, although you are not aware of them. It is now time for you to truly know yourself, discover who you are, and become aware of your spiritual heritage so that you will become great in spirit. 25. I have given you revelations in each era. First I gave you my law, then my doctrine of love, and finally full knowledge of your spiritual mission. 26. Although you say that I have been with mankind 3 times, the truth is that I have always been with you. In the first era, the Father revealed his law of justice to mankind. In the second era, the Father incarnated his word in Jesus. And today, he is manifesting himself spiritually to the world. I have given mankind this divine parable throughout the eras, whose true meaning reflects man's spiritual evolution and makes man aware that only one God, one Spirit, and one Father has spoken to him in each era. 27. You have badly misinterpreted what I said when I told you to separate yourself from things that bring you pleasure, believing that it pleases me more to see you suffering. If I am your Father, how can you believe that I would prefer to see you experiencing sadness rather than joy? When I told you to separate yourself from certain pleasures, I was referring to those pleasures that are unhealthy and harmful to both your spirit and your body. I want you to enjoy those things that are healthy for both your spirit and material body. 28. Man's life on earth is so difficult that it is necessary to find joy and pleasure in the spiritual and material aspects of life. This will make life on earth more enjoyable and the weight of the cross less heavy. 29. I bless all those who experience happiness and love in the warmth of their homes. I bless parents who lovingly look after their children, children who lovingly look after their parents, and brothers who lovingly look after one another. That unity, harmony, and peace resembles the harmony that exists between the universal Father and his spiritual family. 30. If spiritual enlightenment and true peace exists in those homes, life is easier. When sorrow penetrates into those homes, it is easier to accept and ordeals are less bitter. There is great merit for those who find satisfaction in bringing happiness to others and who rejoice witnessing the joys of their fellow human beings. Those are the apostles of joy, and they are fulfilling a great mission. 31. Truly I tell you that if you know how to seek moments of joy, satisfaction, and peace, you will experience those moments each day of your life. First, you need to elevate your spirit, your sentiments, and the way you think about life. 32. These teachings that I am giving you are filled with enlightenment that will illuminate your path. They will help you to elevate spiritually, thus teaching you how to live in peace and how to truly enjoy all the blessings that exist in your life. Humanity will struggle greatly to overcome suffering and the temptation to pursue harmful pleasures and deceitful satisfactions. It will have to battle the religious fanaticism which has prevented man from knowing the truth. Also, humanity will need to battle the pessimistic thoughts which makes it believe that all things will be destroyed and no one will be saved. Finally, it will need to overcome the materialism which has caused man to pursue only temporary and material pleasures. Those pleasures have caused the spirit of man to fall into an abyss filled with vices, suffering, despair, and darkness. 33. I give you my light to help you overcome the darkness that surrounds your life. Although you have converted this planet into a valley of suffering and tears, you will be able to discover those things that bring true joy to your heart and spirit. Thus, material pleasures will appear insignificant and small in comparison to spiritual peace and joy. 34. I am giving you a new teaching, a teaching that will be for all mankind. Not all individuals have prayed while awaiting my arrival, but suffering has kept them alert and has prepared them to receive me. Humanity is aware of the experiences of the people of Israel during the Second Era. Thus, no one can defy my divine justice. Did you not know that the poor of spirit who awaited the coming of the Lord to receive from him the light of hope and wisdom were given the gifts of prophecy, divine learning, and spiritual power? If you were to ask me where those spirits now dwell, I would tell you that they now inhabit elevated spiritual mansions of great splendor and beauty. Those things that are perceived as great and beautiful on earth do not compare to the great and beautiful things that exist in those mansions. If you ask me what has happened to those who were not accepting of my kingdom, I will tell you that they are the ones who will reincarnate time and time again until their spirit fully evolves. Those spirits who asked for power and gold were materialistic. Thus, to help them with their spiritual restitution, they were granted the world with its false riches and its false power. 35. They have been touched for a time by my divine justice, but have not been removed from the path of salvation, which leads to the kingdom of truth. Therefore, now that I am illuminating mankind, I am seeking it to see if it had sufficient time to spiritually restitute, letting it understand that this is the third era, the era in which the judgment of the Jewish people will take place. 36. Every individual has an appointment with me and will hear my words. 37. All will be judged by me. I will judge every deed that has not been judged. My presence and my power shall be truly felt, for after the chaos everything will return to normal. 38. My people, be constantly alert and pray so that you will not be surprised. Truly I say that if you are alert and pray for your brethren, you will have an invisible cloak protecting you, because you will have loved your brethren and will have felt their suffering. 39. I repeat to you that humanity will feel my presence, my power, and my justice. If I have permitted man to disrespect those things that are sacred in life, I am going to put a limit to his evil deeds. If I have allowed man to utilize his free will, I will make him realize that everything has a limit. If I have allowed him to satisfy his ambition for power and greatness on earth, I am going to detain him in his path so that, through his conscience, he can judge his deeds and respond to my questions. 40. I have permitted man to experience the bitter fruits of suffering, destruction, and death so that he will become aware of the kind of tree he has planted. I will also relieve his suffering to allow his spirit to rest and to meditate, because from his spirit will arise a hymn of love to his Creator. It has been said and written that the day will come when men will love one another and will adorn their spirits with the white robe of elevation. 41. All will be saved, all will be forgiven, and all will be comforted. Then what will happen to death, eternal condemnation, and everlasting hell? 42. I did not create a hell nor death. When my spirit conceived the idea of creation, I felt only love, thus only life sprouted from my spirit. If death and hell exist, they have been the creation of mankind, although you know that nothing created by humans is eternal. 43. My chosen people, the Divine Master is here once again to teach you the true path. I have come to convert you into strong warriors who will know how to battle and defend my cause. 44. United within my love, you will arise throughout the world to give life to those who are spiritually dead. Using the light of my Holy Spirit, you will reveal this divine path to those who are lost and to those who are destroying humanity. You can take this bread of eternal life, this milk and honey that has nourished you, to all of your brethren throughout the world. 45. You are my chosen people whom I have not distinguished according to race and color of skin. I have summoned each of you so that you will recognize your true God and not become contaminated with the confusion of humanity. You are my chosen people who have received my spiritual gifts and to whom I have given a jewel of infinite value so that you will be recognized by humanity. 46. I have cleansed and prepared your spiritual eyes so that you will be able to gaze into the spiritual valley and perceive my presence, offering testimony to humanity of what you have seen. I have endowed you with my wisdom, a book written with letters of gold, so that you will never lose the path along which you are to guide humanity. 47. I have converted you into my prophets so that you will give testimony to your brethren of those spiritual things revealed to you by the Father. Also, I want you to prepare the future generations. 48. In this third era, the Divine Master has summoned you to come sit at his table. Although some have arrived in spirit and others in a material body, all have nourished themselves with the nectar of life. 49. You hear my word and you say, the Lord has come from the heavens. I say to you that you are correct if to you the heavens means purity, perfection, wisdom, and eternity. However, you are mistaken if you believe that the heavens refer to a place that is distant from earth, because my spirit is infinite and present throughout the universe. 50. You are correct when you say that I have descended to earth because truly have descended from a state of perfection to a state of imperfection in order to communicate with you. I have had to manifest myself through human spokesmen so that humans would be able to feel my presence. 51. This multitude who is now listening to my word will soon comprehend the meaning of my teachings and will be prepared to share my teachings with the rest of humanity. 52. For the present, I receive this multitude in representation of humanity. When I speak of humanity, I am not only referring to those beings who presently dwell on earth, but to all the generations who have inhabited this planet during the 6 spiritual periods. The messages that I have given to humanity during those 6 periods were symbolically referred to as seals. You are well aware that one more seal, the 7th seal, remains to be opened. That 7th seal will explain the meaning and significance of the first 6 seals. It will explain the importance of the life of the Spirit, its evolution, and its perfection. 53. I will leave humanity these teachings, which are a fountain of infinite knowledge and wisdom. Mankind will find great joy in these words of the spiritual, the divine, and the eternal. 54. My divine seed is beginning to spread throughout the world. Once it begins to germinate, I will send the waters that will fertilize the fields of spiritual beings. Then you will see spirituality blossom in the heart of humanity. 55. Although I now have only a few beginning students who are listening to my teachings and even a fewer number of disciples, tomorrow they will increase in number and will spread throughout the world to offer testimony that a new time has arrived. This new time is called the 6th seal because this is the 6th spiritual period of mankind on earth. Also, it is the 3rd era. It is the 3rd era because this is the 3rd time that my Spirit has communicated with humanity. A time in which Elijah has gathered the individuals of this multitude from among different paths. I have sent you once again to earth to fulfill your delicate mission and to attain spiritual perfection. My teachings will prepare you to practice spirituality. 56. Also, I have come to speak to you as a friend so that you will no longer feel that you are alone when confronting the ordeals of this world. You will, thus, have faith and confidence in your God, who has manifested himself and spoken to you through human spokesmen. If you have not felt my presence, it is because you have failed to prepare yourself. If you prepare your heart and elevate your spirit to me, you will begin to feel my presence and perceive me spiritually. 57. I have come to speak to you in this time to remind you of my divine law so that you will fulfill it. I have permitted enlightened spiritual beings from my kingdom to come amongst you to guide you, to help you, and to protect you. Those beings struggle and work hard, carrying in their spirit the love of the Father. 58. The word that I am granting to you is humble and simple so that everyone will comprehend it and become enlightened with the light of my Holy Spirit. Once these teachings through the human spokesman cease, I want you to prepare yourselves as my disciple so you can offer testimony of my presence through your words and loving deeds. 59. Mankind will approach you to ask what is the teaching and what is the spiritual nourishment that your Master has given to you for humanity. Then you will reveal to them the essence and the love that is found in my word. 60. The truth will triumph throughout the times. I am giving you words of truth so that you can wipe away the tears of your brethren. During this period in which you have the freedom to choose your beliefs, do not allow yourself to become a slave to deceit. I am once again teaching you with my divine love, and I will never force you to believe in me by punishing you. If I were to do that, I would cease to be your Father and your God. 61. Seek my divine greatness. Learn to forgive your brethren. I have endowed you with spiritual gifts so that you will use them to help your brethren, thus converting yourselves into my good disciples of humanity. Elijah and my spiritual world are with you so that you will not feel the weight of your cross. 62. Blessed are those who with true faith have opened their hearts to this message, and blessed are those individuals of goodwill who practice my teachings, because they will become children of the light and of peace. My peace be with you.